And we are live. Hi
All
there.
right.
I'm Jim, also known as Final Neuron. I'm talking to a camera. And these guys, in descending order of age, are.
It's too hard.
You
Um,
know who's older.
I'm Joe. I go by Gringo Guy on the internet. You can find me by searching that name
On Twitch.
on Twitch
Other
and
guy.
Twitter while it still exists.
Theeden,
I'm
also known as the Third, also known as
other guy,
Other guy.
and I'm not on the internet.
No, not even now.
He's a remarkable person who actually has a real life.
It's not true.
Well, if you're not on the internet, then you have a real life. I mean,
He's not on Twitter, that's for sure. Mm-mm.
Oh.
So, as we put in the description of the video, we're gonna make progress. I know it's hard to believe, but we're going to make progress on shaping up
believe
these characters. It's been like a month and a half or something, and we don't have our characters rolled up yet. So, let's get those rolled up. And I put out a video that I totally already knew everything in it, but it lays out the basics of the rule system. Looking back over that video, I thought, oh, I should put that in. I should add this. And then I thought, it's just to give you a feeling of how the rule system works. I think it did okay for that. So let's start with Joe. You've got at least two things you need to get done tonight.
okay.
First is pick a ship.
Okay.
And the other one is let's narrow down your attributes and hopefully your skills, but that feels like a stretch goal at best.
Okay. Well, let me find my source books here, and then I will pick a ship. Like almost immediately.
Didn't you have it narrowed down to 2?
Yeah, there's 2 or 3. I've got 3 on my character sheet. What if I just own all 3?
Okay.
Yes, but you will pay.
Yeah. Let's take all the attachments and detriments that come with that.
Okay. I just need to find one of these that I didn't remember what it was.
This
Yeah,
is riveting. While you're looking, have you kind of figured out how you're going to break down your attributes, and have you figured out what skills to take?
Kind of. So
there's no way it's going to be easy to pick.
No,
because
I mean, like we've been saying, he needs a little bit of everything.
So. He gains a lot of advantage from a lot of different things.
All right.
Hey, I'd really like not to get shanked in an alley. How can I avoid getting shanked in an alley?
Where's the?
But I think what we're going to do, because we were talking about this a minute ago offline, is you get 7 skill points to use on skills, but you can split 1 into 3 specializations. So that'll be the first thing that we'll have to decide. Daniel, I'm not even sure how specialization is going to work for you. It might work really well, because technically the pile of the great starship that you're going to put together is going to be unique.
Oh, it'll be special.
Yeah,
it better be, or I'll be disappointed.
How could you have anything less than a specialization to deal with something so special?
Right.
So, and plus, if you think about it, not only are you basically getting 2 extra skill dice, sort of, by doing that, specializations are half as expensive to advance. So, yeah,
Yeah, I was planning on doing it in some way.
I think
just
so.
have to look at them.
Yeah. Joe, who is very good at computers, it has not been able to find a file.
Oh yeah, I did. You were just talking.
Put it on the screen.
Oh. Well, let me.
You're the one with the picture, so you put it on the screen.
Oh. Yeah.
Ha ha,
Fine.
boomer. Ha ha ha.
What's this button do again? Is this the?
I'm still acclimating to the technology.
Is this the one that shows me the Facebooks? Where's the pictures of my grandkids?
Facebook, you're definitely of that generation then. I think everyone of our generation has already bailed. Unless they were female and had kids to take pictures of and put on there.
Yes.
Oh, what's this?
Okay, so this is the one I'm going with, the Cazelis Light Freighter.
Ah.
Is this one? Looks
Nice.
like
it's got some style.
It looks swanky.
Is that the one with the
smuggler.
machine shop?
I think it is, actually.
Good.
Number
That's
20.
all I
Yeah.
cared about.
Yeah. Number 20. Machine shop.
Machine shop.
I need one of those for sure.
If you can afford it.
Well,
I charge by the hour.
Well, I'm gonna have to pay because my ship is too small.
You're not going to be able to fit a machine shop in your ship.
No.
I see.
No.
Might be able to fit your ship in a machine shop.
Maybe. If it's A-wing size, maybe.
We'll just cram his ship in there and he'll be like tinkering on it.
What's your cargo? My friend's busted up old piece of garbage. Well, we don't even know what it is.
It's a Volkswagen Beetle.
He doesn't even know what the parts came from. So
it's a Winnebago.
It's a flying trash heap, okay?
Go back up to the drawing, like the external drawing of it.
Mm.
Is there a bigger one?
No, but I can zoom in.
How about you zoom?
Whoa.
Zoom. Yeah.
More zoom.
So I like this one for a number of reasons. First of all, I think it could be made to look a little sinister, which I'm going to love having you attracting the wrong kinds of attention. And I think it could also potentially look like a total piece of garbage.
Yes.
I think both things are true.
It's going to be a sinister piece of garbage. It'll be like, look out, I'm trash.
I'm not hiding any secrets. I'm just very slow. There's no reason I should even be out here.
No, this one actually has a maneuverability score.
Okay.
So it can maneuver. It is capable of maneuver.
Oh, well. So break down why you picked this one above all the others.
Because it has a maneuver score. It's relatively cheap. And it has like a relatively good layout.
Yeah.
You can fit several people in here.
It's really interesting how the layout is very radial.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty interesting. Where's the boarding ramp?
Pretty sure. Yeah. Crew is
entry ramp number 8.
It is designed to have a crew of 1 and 1 gunners. So, well, there is a cargo elevator here, number 7. I'm not sure where the entry ramp is.
It's number 8, just south of the cockpit or whatever.
Ah, right there. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, it's because it's so flat, I guess kind of like the Falcon is. It's
Mm,
it, it's going to take up a lot of space if that makes sense. Like it's not
yeah,
very vertically oriented, so it's going to need a big space to land on. But then you're not going to have to go up and down ladders or anything like that.
right.
Okay. And what's the cargo capacity?
Let's see. I believe it's over here somewhere.
100 metric tons. So that's pretty
Mm,
middling, like middling
yeah,
to low middling,
yeah. It's
and it's relatively inexpensive used. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's kind of it's kind of a middling at just about everything kind of ship. Like it doesn't really stand out anywhere, but it's kind of okay everywhere.
Yeah.
It's an it's a well-rounded ship.
I think it's a good ship to use as a base for modification.
Mhm. Yep,
That's
I
going to be
do
fun.
agree.
Okay. So, Daniel, I think we're going to go through the process with Joe so that you can kind of frame up what you're thinking about as we go.
Okay.
Like, we'll talk about attributes and skills. In some ways, you guys' attributes are going to be similar, in some ways, not.
I don't want to be like you.
I want to be my own man.
Wah.
I can stand on my own 2 feet. Hmm. Um, so good. Nice pick. That's going to be fun.
I think so.
I'll have to see if I can come up with some more images of it, just because that'll be nice to kind of use like as a mood setter in some
Mhm.
situations. All right.
I'm
So how
sure.
about go ahead?
I'm sure there's some pictures out on like some wiki somewhere. Like if it's in Star Wars, there's got to be other pictures of it out there.
Yeah. So which would you rather do next? Would you rather do your skills or your attributes?
Let's do attributes first, I guess, because that seems more. It seems like it would make more sense to go attributes than skills.
And
Sort of.
because I'm super sophisticated, we're recording all this through Discord. I'm gonna
Mm,
stop watching your stream.
very fancy.
I never
Oh
liked it in
well.
the first place.
Well, then I can just stop streaming.
Be that way. All right. So let's go with your attributes then.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 attributes.
Yep.
The recommendation that I read was for a human, for example, like pick a couple of 4s and pick a couple of 3s, and then the others are 2s. But obviously, you break them however you want.
Right.
Let's see, 2 4s would be. So you have at least 2 in everything, and you have 6 dice to put in attributes. So how do you break it down,
Okay. So I'm
and
looking at
why?
I'm looking at what I think is going to be the most important for him is probably going to be mechanical because the whole smuggler thing. So that'll get a 4.
And again, mechanical is basically operating any kind of machinery or vehicle or so on.
Right. And after that, it's like I would really like to have 3 in everything except I can live with 2 in strength. But well, if I went down to 3 on mechanical, that would let me get 3 in everything except strength. I think that works out, right? Uh,
If
no,
you
no, no. I
There's
can.
6 attributes and you get 6 extra dice. So you can have a 3 in everything.
Mm. Well, I might just go 3 in everything except strength and 4 in mechanical.
Okay. I will remind, because you're putting it low, I'll remind you
Mhm.
strength is what you use to resist damage when you take it.
Mm.
So
Well,
if you actually get shot,
better not get
you'd
hurt
be
then.
rolling 2 dice. You could wear armor if you want to go wearing armor everywhere, and that'll
Mm.
give you a little bit extra.
I'll wear my super stealthy stolen stormtrooper armor. I'm
They're
sure that won't
surplus.
attract any attention whatsoever.
That stuff gets sold as surplus. So it's not actually contraband.
Mm. Okay.
It's actually decently common for like low rent security firms.
Yeah. Well, the reason I think just 2 in strength is because I'm looking at all the skills that I've got kind of marked for that, and I don't have any skills in strength that I'm
Yeah.
planning to take. So
That also means anytime you do anything related to strength, it's going to default to that 2 dice.
that's true.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just like pointing out other consequences of that.
Mm.
You could be like a very dodgy, blastery kind of guy that tries really hard not to let them get close, and and let that
I,
be your thing on the
I
ground.
I think that's probably going to be his thing. Is he's going to if he can't fight from range, then just run away.
Runner.
Runner. Yep. Maybe I should take running. No, I think that might be strength, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go 4 into mechanical, 3 into everything else but strength. So dexterity, knowledge, perception, technical goes all 3. Mechanical is 4, strength is 2. I think this is good. I think it's good to be a weakling. I,
Okay.
I I am morally superior because of my lack of muscle.
You didn't waste all that time becoming physically capable like some idiot.
Why would I? That
Yeah.
won't help me smuggle.
You have a great brain. So, you're going to use your great brain to fix all of those problems that other people have to fix by being able to fix them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just pay other people to fix them. What's the
There. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I'll use my great brain to make so much money that I can just pay and make all my problems go away.
Like a billionaire.
Yeah,
Being a
an evil
billionaire, because
an
like,
evil billionaire.
yes, very evil. Um, I don't I don't know that any of us has a really strong feeling for the value of a credit. Like, what does that mean on a day to day basis? Consider that Joe's looking at a ship that cost about 23,000 used, and in A New Hope, Han Solo was going to get, what was it, like 17,000
Yeah, 17 total.
total to carry Obi-Wan and Luke off to Alderaan. So,
Pretty good payday.
and you can kind of, and you think about that, and then you think about Han's face as they're negotiating. He's like, all right, okay, I can take that deal. It's
This
all,
seems too good to be true. I'll take it.
yeah, it's almost enough to buy a used basic freighter, and it was going to be enough to get him out of the debt hole that he was in.
Mm.
So I'm not really sure where I was going with that, but that was the thought.
Yes.
Maybe that gives us a sort of frame of reference for the value of a credit. Something we'll do at a later time is you get like 1,000 credits to just buy personal
gear.
personal goods. Yeah. That's a little more varied though. So I don't think we're going to take up time on stream to do that. All right.
Okay.
Skills.
I've got, let's see, how many did I leave behind?
Wasn't it like 11 or I don't remember. 13?
So I pruned
15?
it down to 18.
This is fine. This is going to work out just fine.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
first, do you want to take 3 specializations?
Hmm.
And because we haven't narrowed everything down completely yet, we can say that you'll have like if you hadn't picked your starship, that you have a specialization in the kind of freighter that you're going to pick.
Right.
You do know what kind of freighter you're picking. So like take that one maybe. But
Yeah.
if you can't think of something for the other two, then maybe just we'll leave it as a bit of a wild card until we totally finalize the character.
Gotcha.
So are you going to do it?
Sure.
Okay. So that gives you 9 dice. And from the way that the rule book words it, you put 1 or 2 dice in a skill. For the specializations, it'll be 1 each, not
Okay.
2.
Okay. Okay, so skills. Might have to
Tell you what,
ditch.
I'm gonna pull a game master thing,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna say you can split one of the dice into 3 specializations, and then if you want to use another one of your other points on top of that, you can put the specialization at 2. Because to
Okay.
me, it doesn't make sense that like you would have really focused knowledge in this thing, but not as much as somebody else would have general knowledge. That doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I can see that. Let's see.
Oh, and that specialization thing, Daniel, if you take it, like we don't even know what your ship's going to be. So if you wanted to specialize in your ship, it's like
I don't think that's
the
going to be
thing.
worthwhile because it's going to be constantly changing. It's like maybe I specialize in it because I'm repairing it, so I'm very familiar with it. But that's, I don't know, that might be a stretch.
If we if we can justify it, we'll do it. To me, it because you're gonna actually assemble the thing, and you're gonna be modifying it yourself. So to me, it makes perfect sense that you would also have the kind of specialized knowledge of operating it. So,
okay, I mean that works for me, as long as I don't fly somebody else's ship.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you do, you'll default to your attribute.
Right.
So,
and and I can't take a general skill and a specialization, right? So like,
I think you can.
So like, I could fly ships, but I'm really good at flying my ship, and it's a separate skill.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good.
You would have to take the skill twice, basically. I don't remember how Shadowrun does it. Does the special? So I'm just trying. It doesn't matter, but in Shadowrun, if you have like a specialized skill,
right?
Can't you default? Like if you had a specialization in a very specific kind of sword, and then you pick up a different sword, you can still use it, but with a penalty or something. I can't remember.
So when you specialize in Shadowrun, your specialization goes
on top of the base skill.
Well, during character creation, you'll take your base skill, and your base skill will go down by 1, and the specialization will go up by 1 from its base value. So there will be a difference of 2. You'll just go to your general skill.
And if you raise the base skill, the specialization goes up.
I don't know. It would make sense that it would, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it's that way in the rules.
It's not, yeah. And it's not that way in this one.
Mm,
Specializations, like that's the downside to how strong they are, is it's only that thing. That thing.
Right. I don't know. I'll have to think about that some more, because if I did take one, then I would have to kind of take your house rule of stacking it to start with 2 dice.
I mean, you could,
for it to be as worthwhile as just taking 2 and like general, fighter, whatever.
it also
I can't think of the
advances
word.
twice as, like, at half cost. That's the other
Right,
thing.
but that's like after you have a chance to advance it. It wouldn't start out that way.
That's correct. But by doing a specialization, you're also turning 1 dice into 3. So you're getting that.
Right. No, I definitely want to use
bonus at the beginning.
specialization. I just wasn't sure if I was going to use it there or not, but something to think about.
Yeah. Okay, Joe,
yes.
have you sorted out? Have you sorted out your skill list? And have you chosen specializations?
Not really. I'm still working on, like, there were so many skills in there that I'm having to prune down.
So let's do it like this. I think this is a really easy way to make a decision in this case. All of those skills will be great for you. You definitely won't get all of them.
Yeah.
So are you going to do the specialization?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know which skills you'll specialize? Or any of them?
Space transports, I know. The other 2, I'm not quite so sure, though.
Common ones would be for a personal weapon that you always have on you.
Yeah, like blaster. I was thinking maybe blaster. I don't know what else after that, though.
You could specialize in something like what was it called? Streetwise.
Yeah.
You could specialize that into like smuggling organizations, which would mean you wouldn't have a lot of knowledge of like street gangs, or how to hire an assassin, or any of those things.
Right.
So let's just table that.
I might specialize into hide, just to specialize in hiding stuff like on my ship. I think that makes the most sense. Space transports, blaster, and hide. I don't know what you would call a specialization into hide, but
we'll make it descriptive so we don't forget exactly what it is. But it would be like hide smuggling goods or something like that. What I'm thinking is, when you hide stuff, typically you're going to use like a hidden compartment or mix it in with other stuff. So I guess that's valid. Especially if you're going with like a stock freighter at the beginning.
Right.
Or closer to stock, then you would need to have more skill in making it look legitimate. So let's table that. You do want to do the specialization. You've got 1 picked. So that leaves you with it's getting late. That leaves you with 6 other skills to take.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your freighter
think-
skill is very important.
Yeah, I
Like
think I've got it pared down.
your starship piloting skill is very important. What would you say is next?
Probably either hide the stuff I'm smuggling, or blaster for being able to protect himself somewhat.
Right.
So I think for specializations I'll go blaster, space transports, and whatever hide is. For blaster, some either blaster pistol or blaster heavy pistol, don't know yet.
Yeah.
Whichever
You can leave it
which-
wild card for now.
yeah, whichever one I end up taking.
And did you say you're going to do hide also?
Yeah.
Hiding your smuggling.
I'm gonna hide my smuggled goods. Right.
Okay.
So I can just tell you the everything that I've got it pared down to.
All right.
So in dexterity, I've got blaster, which is specialized.
Yes.
I took dodge
Yes.
for dexterity.
That's a good
Then
idea. Getting
in
shot is not good.
yeah, in knowledge, I took streetwise. In mechanical, I took space transports and starship gunnery. In perception, I took bargain, con, and hide. Did not take anything in strength, and in technical, I took space transport repair.
You did take space transport repair.
Yes.
Okay. So that comes to your total. I'm trying to see if I did anything twice. Okay. So I think that's all your attributes and that's all your skills.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Daniel.
Yes.
Let's see. Do you want to try to narrow down skills or attributes first?
Attributes, because I haven't had much of a chance to look through
Yeah.
all the skills.
Yeah.
Can you throw up or at least list off the attributes for my memory, because I don't have anything in front of me right now.
Let me see if I can fairly quickly find the page that has that.
I just realized I should have shared my character sheet while we were going through that.
Totally
well.
should have. How dare you?
Why didn't you?
I'm a bad streamer.
You're a bad, bad person.
At least you're a streamer.
That does
Ooh.
bad
I've
things.
never streamed in my life.
Let's see.
That's
I'm going
not
to.
true. Because you're doing it right now.
Trying to figure out how to do this without actually showing all the windows on here. I'm going to find a different way to stream. Because I can click share my stream, but then it'll bring up a little box that shows all the windows I've got open. So how about Joe open up the second edition rule book?
Okay.
To page 22 as far as how the PDF indexes it. And then share that, please. That's just the template page. It's a blank template.
Okay.
Feel empty.
22. 22.
I'm definitely going to do this differently. I've talked to Joe quite a bit about my setup and its lack of sophistication. And I keep thinking, it's for now, it's fine. For now, it's fine. and I keep being dissatisfied with it. So
Yep, that's
can
how
you
it
zoom?
always is when you start.
Can you zoom in a bit? Cut off
On the
on the
attributes.
PDF. Yeah, that's good. As long as you can see all of them.
Hello, sir.
So the attributes
Okay.
are dexterity, perception, knowledge, strength, mechanical, technical.
Okay, and technical, was that where the repair stuff was?
Technical, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mechanical is basically operating any kind of machinery type stuff.
Mm,
And then technical is actually being able to work on them and assemble them. At high levels, it's being able to design them. It also includes computer based skills,
Okay.
like their version of hacking and so on. And it
Hmm.
includes first aid.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, so really the only reason for my character that I want technical is for the repair. I mean, maybe it would be useful if I was good at hacking or something if I'm trying to figure out, you know, how to make my spaceship legal or semi-legal, right? But
Yes
that
and
wasn't
no.
where I was going. So I was kind of thinking I would take high in mechanical and technical, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll just try to have a higher repair skill, even though that seems more expensive.
Um, it depends on. So I've said this probably just to Joe before. Right now at character creation, you can increase an attribute by just sticking one of your attribute points in it, and then later it's really, really expensive.
Right.
And the same goes for skills. You can increase a skill by just sticking one of your free skill points in it, but then later on, as you want to improve it, like the cost curve goes up and up and up.
Right.
So I've I, in my opinion, if I wanted a character to have a really strong skill as a kind of core part
Hmm.
of their identity, I would try to get it high in the beginning.
Yeah, and I get that. I guess I'm trying to figure out if this is a kind of character where I want to stick with the ugly for as long as I play him. And like that's the question. Do we ever want to be like, nah, now I'm a real, now I've got a real ship. Or if it's like, nah, let's stick with the terrible one the whole time and we'll make it sort of awesome and also sort of terrible. So that
That's
may be
totally up to you. That's
right.
totally up to you.
But that's where I'm torn because if I didn't put as much in technical and just upped my repair skill, which is not as expensive, um,
I mean, you can do both.
I could
Like if you put your
if I want to be
technical at
really good at
4,
repairing.
yeah, if you put your technical at 4 and you put 2 into the skill, you'll start out with a 6, like a level 6 skill.
Right, and that's even without specialization.
Yeah.
Right. Um. Okay, so baseline is 2 for all of them for a human.
Yes. For a Humman.
Right. Okay. So I've got 6 points left.
I think Joe's approach was not a bad one, which is like you kind of figure I definitely want to be good at this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give it priority. And then not worry not worry too much about what gets left out in the cold.
Right. So I mean, I definitely want foreign mechanical without question.
I'm kind of
Um.
recording as we go.
Okay.
And by that I mean I'm writing it down.
What? You're not using your computer?
I am.
Okay.
I'm writing it down in a text editor.
Okay. Um. I'm trying to decide if I want 3 or 4 in technical, but it's gonna be one of the two. Um. I think I'm gonna leave knowledge at a 2, which I know that's kind of risky in some ways, but
Well, it may fit your character.
right, that's kind
Yeah.
of what I'm thinking. So I think I'm gonna leave knowledge at a 2. I guess what confuses me is that perception and dexterity don't play into the fighter pilot role,
Right.
but they don't.
And I'll reiterate what I said before, which is I'm definitely going to let you guys play to your strengths, but then also get in other situations.
Right.
Like we're not our Shadowrun runs were always, hey, here's some things to kill. Go crazy. Like
Well, our characters were always specialized in combat. So.
yes. Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, extract this guy by killing the people that are holding on to him.
Extract this guy and then extract everybody else's blood.
Like it's you could potentially have a Shadowrunner that didn't specialize in combat at all, but then that would be really weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
With our group, definitely.
yeah,
So I'm thinking about putting mechanical at 4 and then doing 3 at everything else except knowledge. That's kind of what I'm leaning toward right now. I guess I could drop maybe dexterity or perception, but I don't want to.
this might be a good
Um,
time to decide some things about the character,
okay.
like just very vaguely. What kind of background does he have?
Okay.
Originally, we were saying this is a guy that really wanted to be a starfighter pilot, so he cobbled together his own starfighter.
Well, and I had another thought, and that doesn't mean we can't still go with that, but I was kind of thinking, like a fighter pilot, like okay, an Imperial TIE pilot that goes AWOL and thinks he can sneak away and get away with it, but he doesn't. So his ship gets mostly blown up while he's landing, and then he has to cobble together a ship to continue on.
Strip out the transponder,
Mm-hmm. And
anything that would
find
acknowledge it as like a very specific ship.
right. So like he's got part of a ship, and so it starts out really bad. So that was an idea, but it doesn't have to be that.
It's not a bad idea. It does mean you'll probably be hitching a ride with Joe
Which is fine.
and probably
I'm
hiring
for.
on his crew, something like that. Or
Be hiring on with the guy who's actually got a ship.
Well, I didn't know how that might work out. Like I would still have to pay a lot of money to fix up a broken ship, you know. So I didn't know if we would start with like a really beat up TIE fighter with random stuff thrown on to begin with, or if it's like, nah, I ain't got no ship, but I'm gonna scrap me together one,
we can
you know.
I
But I
I'm
don't
not
have one yet.
we're not going on a point system or anything like that. So the way that we'll make it work is we'll set up a situation where it kind of makes sense. Like you're not getting a bunch of stuff for free,
Right,
but at the same time you've got something interesting to play with.
right. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But that also puts, like we were talking about World of Origin before the stream, just a little bit, and it's like, okay, well, he would probably need to be from a world that's somewhat securely within that grasp, right? Uh, anyway, yeah, maybe not, but
So
that's kind of what I was thinking.
let's go down the attributes and see if you have a final number for each, and if you don't, that's fine. Dexterity.
I mean, I want to do 3 for dexterity.
We said 2 knowledge,
Yes.
4 mechanical,
Yes.
perception.
I think 3.
Okay. Strength.
Uh, I was honestly planning to do what Joe did and go with 2 on that one, but I think I'd rather have it in knowledge. Because if I was kind of thinking a hot shot, like a young hot shot that's maybe a little impulsive, and so that means maybe I'm going to be a little more in the fray than somebody smart staying in the back. So I was like, okay, I better have a little bit more strength if he might do stuff like that. So I'm kind of thinking 3 for strength and 3 for technical.
Okay. And I think that balances out. No. I think you need to lose a point. Let me see here.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, so if you would normally have 2 4s, 2 3s, and 2 2s, you've got 1 4, 4 3s, and a 2. You know what? Actually, I think that's right. That's right. That's right. One of the 4s becomes a 3, and one of the 2s becomes a 3. Yeah. That balances out.
Okay. I thought I wrote it down right, but okay.
Yeah, that's the same thing I did basically.
You were wrong in my head,
Oh.
but then you were actually right.
Yay.
Okay. What about skills? We don't have to be comprehensive. We can just list some that you know you want.
Okay. Well, I definitely need starfighter repair.
Okay.
And I might, depending on how we start out the story, that might be a specialization, because it's like if I've already cobbled together from the ruins of a TIE fighter, then it needs to be a specialization. And it doesn't even have to be a very good one if I've just barely got it together. So I might do that.
Tell you what, I'm going to offer you something here.
Okay.
I'm going to offer you the chance to have a specialization for piloting a starship. And the specialization is it's usable on any ship that you have cobbled together yourself.
Ooh.
Nice.
So that could be the one you're talking about. You could go in and gut it and replace half of it, and it would still apply. You could have a second ship that you also cobbled together, and it would apply to that. But the thing is, it has to be something that you've gone through extensively.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what.
I can pass that up.
Let's modify that a little bit. It will apply to any starship of any kind within a certain class, like within the starfighter class, that you have completely pulled apart and put together.
Okay.
So it would apply to an X-Wing if you've completely disassembled an X-Wing and put it back together. Yeah.
They're like, congratulations, here's your brand new X-Wing. And he's like, I'm going to take it apart.
But okay, well, so here's a question with that, because I could easily say, oh, well, in the intervening time between this campaign and that campaign, I had time to do all this.
If you have access. Yeah.
Okay, so as if I have the money to buy the parts.
Like an X-Wing is very expensive.
Right.
Like the military grade stuff is very expensive. Very expensive.
Like a lot more expensive than the freighter.
Yes. Much more.
Okay, that's interesting.
And when you consider the size of something that can haul 100 metric tons, it's a lot of work to like completely tear that thing down and put it back together. Right. And it's restricted to starfighters.
Right.
Because that's what the specialization.
Right. No, I'm okay, and so that doesn't mean that I can't repair anything else.
Right. You could repair anything.
Default.
Yeah. Your piloting
just
skill.
Means I default to technical.
Your piloting skill, yeah, will default to.
Right. Okay. So this was specifically on the repair side, not the piloting side.
No, I'm offering you a piloting specialization. Anything that you have
Oh, okay. That's not a
completely
repair
torn down and put
specialization.
together.
That's a
Yes. It depends
okay.
it depends on you doing repair stuff, but
That's
it
okay.
transfers to
That's
a skill of
interesting.
using it. Yeah.
I mean, I can't see. I mean, even if it doesn't work out well, that just sounds too fun not to try out.
It is going to it's not
So
going to commit you to anything. Like you can use or not use this. You could take up the other piloting skill if you decided to. I mean,
right. And part of
it's
me
like
thinks
it's two character points. I mean, excuse me, it's two
right,
skill points, which are, you know, you could take another piloting skill later. It's not going to commit you to it,
right.
but it will. It's definitely directing you towards the. I put together my own starfighter. Hire me as I fly my own starfighter.
Right.
Kind of path.
That's a piece of junk. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's just run with it.
Okay. Let me write that down. Let's see.
Okay. So that doesn't necessarily mean I'm that good at repairing it, but if I've taken the time, then at least I know how to fly it.
I'm trying to think of how to name this specialization.
Just call it ugly flying.
It applies to all
Self-made
starfighters, and it's if you've torn it down.
Right.
Is that for piloting or repair?
It's for piloting.
Okay. Well, then it has to be bespoke starfighter piloting.
It has to be what bespoke. So the interim name that I've come up with, and we'll change it later, is Mechanics Insight Starfighter Piloting.
Okay.
It requires you to have a mechanics insight into it, but then you can fly it. Great.
I'm good with that. That sounds kind of fun.
If you want to, you could also specialize your repair skill for any starfighter that you have pretty much assembled from pieces. So you wouldn't be really any good at all at fixing it the way it's supposed to be built. Like your skill won't apply to that, but you'll be able to do whatever you want with them.
Right.
I can't
As
do
long as you're
anything with
doing
this.
the
This is
work.
the factory model.
Well, I put it back better. Okay. This is how
Oh man.
this is how they should have done it. How did
I
I
kind
do?
of
I don't know. I worked on that one 2 weeks ago. I don't just look at it. That's how I did it.
I, I kind of think that has a lot of potential too, because if he is kind of a headstrong young guy that's like, I can do this, I can do it myself, then he tries to fix stuff that that he probably shouldn't, and he messes it up. So that could be pretty funny too.
So he's
I Joe,
something of a
I can fix your freighter. I can fix this problem.
Don't you touch my freighter, my baby.
Now
Oh
that's true.
no,
That is true. You'll
that's
have to
giving
think
me
about that.
ideas.
You'll have to think about that. If you specialize your repair skill in this way, you're not going to be able to use your repair skill like as a way to generate income, really. Not
Mhm.
without getting people angry at you.
Right.
Um
Oh, are we talking day jobs? I didn't know that was on the table.
not necessarily, but like between sessions you could say, I'm going to try to farm out my repair skills to get some extra money.
Yeah, side jobs.
Yeah.
Do we also have to pay for lifestyle then?
I don't know.
I'm just. Never mind. Oh man.
So
I mean
consider
that sounds fun. We can talk about that more later, I guess. But
Yeah, leave anything that
sounds
you're not
interesting.
100 on, just kind of leave it as a wild card.
Okay.
So you're going to take some kind of starfighter repair skill.
Yep.
I'll leave a note about this mechanics insight starfighter piloting thing. To me, you will often know what kind of ship you're going to fly a lot more than you'll necessarily know what you're trying to fix, if that makes sense. Okay. How about personal combat?
He's just gonna max the running skill.
Like a
I
true
don't.
warrior.
You're on your own.
Hey, he took a point in strength.
I took I took a
he
point
can
in
outrun
strength.
me now.
He'll be able to pass his
How far do
stamina
I want
checks
to
more
take
often.
this? Did you say there was like a brawler skill?
Yeah, so let's break it down this way. There's like 3 offensive groups of skills and 3 defensive. There's ranged weapons, there's melee weapons, and there's unarmed.
Okay.
And unarmed is at the end for a good reason. Like it's the worst. It's the worst in every way except that you're always ready to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, having a weapon is preferred by a lot.
Right.
By
Right.
a
I'm
large
kind
margin.
of tempted to do ranged and unarmed. I
And
don't
then
think I really want to go for melee and like if I'm not using a lightsaber, I'm not gonna go at somebody, that has a blaster with a vibroblade. I'm just not. Not
Why,
unless I can sneak up behind them or something. Like
why would you do that when you could use a vibro axe?
or okay, that's fair.
a
Mm.
Yeah.
vibro
I mean
claymore.
huge range advantage there.
I'm using my reach for myself.
Mm.
Yes,
So
please.
so consider all
I
this.
would like to multi-strike.
Yes. I'm gonna whirling twirl strike, whatever that is.
Spin to win.
Yes. Definitely.
Definitely.
Consider
spin.
this. Whenever you're in combat, if someone uses an attack of that type on you, you have to use the defense skill of that type to mitigate it. So if somebody's trying to shoot you, it doesn't matter if you're a meleeer. You got to use your dodge or your dexterity to deal with it. If someone is trying to unarmed attack you, you can use either melee or unarmed.
Okay. What if someone is using melee against you? Is it the same thing? You can use
Yes.
melee or unarmed?
Yes, but melee gets big bonuses both ways. Both offense and defense. On offense, they basically get like 2 difficulty levels advantage. It's like a plus 10 or something to the attack, which is giant.
Okay.
It's like 3 dice.
Well,
and on the defense, they get plus 5.
I mean, just for the sake of variety, I mean, I was kind of thinking similarly to Joe about like, well, if he's using a blaster, a heavy blaster pistol or something, or were you saying like a blaster rifle? Is there a heavy blaster rifle too? I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so which were you thinking, Joe? Because
Oh.
I kind of think it wouldn't be as much fun to have the same skill sets, just since there's just 2 of us.
I don't really see much problem with it, but I was definitely going pistols because
You can
he
always have
can
one with you.
like carry it with him and stuff, and you're not. He's going to attract way less attention carrying a blaster pistol as opposed to a blaster rifle down the street.
Right. And I'm kind of leaning the other way because I don't think this guy's Mr. Discreet. He flies an ugly starship. You know, he's a little crazy. I can do this myself. You know,
Yeah.
He sounds like an
uh,
extremely arrogant guy to
maybe.
me. Like these corporate engineers, their stuff doesn't even have any heart in it. They've got all these redundancies. Like, just make it work right the first time. Like this. Here's how
Oh
mine's gonna
man,
work.
no factor of safety involved here. Yeah. If it
I'll
doesn't
just wear
work,
a
it
flight
blows up.
suit. I'll just wear a flight suit. If containment
That's all you really
fails,
need.
I'll seal up.
Oh goodness, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I want to play him arrogant, but you can be impulsive and headlong and not be arrogant. So I'll have to think about that. But
This is true.
yeah, I think I probably need to go with some kind of blaster rifle. I don't know the different types, but I kind of think that would be a little more interesting. It might just mean that Joe has to be like, "You need to stay away right now. Go away."
Or I
What?
could
What do
be
you
like,
know? I need to
hey,
be here.
go over there. Distraction. Everybody's looking at the guy with the rifle, and I just kind of.
Yeah, of course that could also get me in trouble, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
So I'm guessing you're not going to be taking any like sneak or anything like that.
No.
How about a defensive skill? Like
Yeah.
by far the most things that you're going to run into are people firing blasters at you. So
Right.
dodge is I can't imagine having a character with nothing in dodge.
Yes, dodge, please.
And that's a total of 4 so far. So if you're doing a specialization, you've still got 5 to go. Hmm.
Well, and I was thinking about taking a specialization in like a blaster rifle too.
Actually, I'm looking at
Um,
this wrong. Because you might want to go on level 2 on some of these. Like you may want
right.
to put 2 dice in.
And dodge.
Do you think you want 2 in dodge?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it's a keep you alive skill.
Right. Um. So what did you write? You wrote some down already. What are we at?
You've got your very, very, very special starfighter piloting skill,
Right.
starfighter repair, blaster rifle, and dodge.
Okay. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking. Specialize in the blaster rifle as well. And then maybe put 2 in dodge. But so that takes 2 of my specializations out. So I still have 1 left, and then
Do you want to put them at level 2, either of them?
Ah, I think I probably want to put the first one at level 2.
The piloting one.
Mhm.
We're going to keep calling it the piloting one until we come up with a more manageable name.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, but I think that's what I want to do.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. If you're going to be a starfighter pilot, you're going to need starship weapons.
Yeah. Okay.
Starship gunnery
For
is what it's
Mm.
called.
but that means that I can shoot stuff on other people's ships
Yes.
too.
Yeah, if you
Right.
were on Joe's freighter, you could get into
Yeah.
one of the gun mounts and use that.
Yeah, which could be useful when my ship is beat up and I can't fly it, or for any other reason. Yeah. Okay. Um. Okay. So how many do I have left now?
Let's see. You've got 2 in your very special starfighter piloting thing. You've got a specialization point in blaster rifle. That's 3. 1 in starfighter repair right now. That's 4. 2 in dodge. That's 6. And then 1 in starship gunnery. So that's 7.
Okay. So with the split,
You've got one specialization you haven't put
right?
anything in yet. So you could, yeah, that counts as a point. So you could still put something in that.
I mean, I'm wondering if I probably need dodge more than I need starship gunnery right now. I can always get better at shooting things, I guess.
The way that advancing skills works is basically you take the level of the skill and the level of the attribute it's attached to, and that's the number that you use to
Right.
pay to advance it. I mean, a 2 dodge, let's see, you've got a 3 dexterity. So so technically you have 5 in dodge.
Right. So is that my only dexterity skill? I mean, there's the blasters too, right?
Blaster,
That's
yeah,
dexterity.
blaster rifle and dodge.
Okay. And I don't have anything in perception.
No.
Okay. That might be worthwhile.
Or knowledge. Your 2 knowledge.
I don't think I want to throw anything in knowledge.
So here's what you've got that's
Reckless abandon.
flexible. You've got an extra point in dodge. You've got an extra point in your piloting skill.
Mm-hmm.
And you can put those wherever you want. And you can take another specialization.
Right. I'm trying to remember the perception skills, but I might just need to go through them before our next session.
Hey, Joe.
And
Just list off the perception skills that you had among your 18. Do you still have the long list?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can find it real quick though.
Yeah, look it up in the rule book. Look it up in the rule book. So I'll mention some. I'm personally really impressed with the search skill because it's extremely flexible. Like you can find a thing you dropped somewhere. You can find a guy that deals in a certain kind of equipment in a new town. You could find, someone that's offering contracts for certain kind of work.
But that's a perception skill. That's not a knowledge skill, right?
I think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can find stuff even if
the line
I'm too
between those two
stupid
is
to
really
know about
blurry.
it.
Perception is basically perception and charisma.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
yeah,
They're
perception.
rolled together.
Yeah.
Because I always like the high perception, low charisma, but there's no going that way right now.
You can do it through skills.
Right. Yeah. Or lack of bribery.
Bribery.
I'm really good at bribing people with the no money that I have.
So bribery is apparently a specialization of bargain.
Mm.
And then we move down. We've got command, con, forgery, gambling, hide, investigation, persuasion, search, and I think sneak is the last one on there. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe lifting would be really useful with my repair your own starship skill.
I don't need no equipment. I'll put it there myself.
Yeah. Who needs a winch? Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. We've got a lot more progress on this stuff than we did before, and we're already we're way over time.
Yeah.
So let's call it there.
All right.
We got quite a bit done though, and I'll probably contact you guys with I'll give you guys access to that resource that I mentioned earlier, and you guys can kind of thumb through it and pick out a planet that your person will be from. And then we'll do something like a very rough background for each character and we'll call them ready. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
I see heads nodding. I moved the window off of the window, and then I saw heads nodding. Okay, that's it. We're done meandering.
Yay.
Yeah, we actually got a show in this week, and we're planning to every Monday night, 8:45 ish, or
Ish.
later, or after. All right. Anybody else want to say anything before we are done?
Not particularly.
Oh. Well, I was scraping my bunions the other day. This is an anecdote, but bear with me, okay?
And
yes.
you wouldn't believe the amount of gunk that came off. Who knew?
That's the story. All right. Good night, internet, and everybody attached to it. We're done here.
Good night.